Today's cartoon sketch, doodle, whatever you'd like to call it, it is of a sight I saw when I was walking down the seafront, and it is the irresponsible dog owner. Now, in this drawing I've given her a big head. It's not that she had a particularly big head, I was just trying to... She had such bouncy hair and this bloody great hat on that she just looked like she had a massive great head, so I sort of put that in my cartoon sketch. Then after I'd done it I realised it could just look like I've just done it out of proportion. Still, not to worry. Anyway, in this video I am doing something a little bit different. As you know, I like to do all sorts of practice to improve my drawing ability. So today I'm just going to do the outline, ink it, and then I will be scanning it into software, Manga Studio 5 software. Now I've had it quite a while and it's a brilliant program, but it's a bugger to learn if you've got the memory of a goldfish, so I tend to keep going back to my beloved Sketchbook Pro, but I'm determined to do a drawing in Manga and colour it in. So that is the plan. Of course, another thing I suppose you could say, if I wanted to do it also, I could just redo the outline digitally, set it to an A3 size, and then print it out on my Subly printers, and then put it on my light box and scan it on so that I can then colour it in acrylics or watercolour at a later date. So there's so many ways you can do things these days. Anyway, this is my rough sketch of the seafront. I've got the benches and everything, but like I say, it's just give me the idea so I don't forget before I draw it. As long as I've got the main idea in my head, I can tend to be alright. But there is a particular type of cartooning I want to try, a new way of colouring in my cartoons that you will see, not in this video, but this video will this will be part one of 2 videos that I will be doing, and the second part once it's scanned in to Manga, I will then improve it, colour it all in Manga. So it should be a good practice and hopefully get me a little bit further up the road of learning this incredible software. Now, as usual, I keep saying I'm going to use darker pencils. I'll put them out, and then next minute I've turned the video on, I'm off out the traps like a bloody rocket, and I pick the same pencil up that I normally use, leaving the darker pencils, leads, and the coloured pencils. I was even going to try coloured pencils so that you could see my drawings easier, but as always I keep bloody cocking that part up. But I'm getting so used to my cock-ups in my videos, I'm starting to see them as a unique part of my videos, my little kitchen table videos. Anyway, I'm just drawing the dog boxes. So this lady, as I was saying, she's walking along the seafront, she's got the poo bags in her hands, she's got a dog off her lead. Right, and I'm sure they're meant, between May and September, they're meant to be on a lead at all times. But she's walking along with these poo bags, waving them in the, flapping around in her hands. So she looks like she's a responsible dog owner. And you could see her looking out the corner of her eye at her dog having a dump on the seafront where all the kids are, walking around and pretending she hadn't noticed. Bloody typical. As a doggy owner myself, it's bloody embarrassing when you see dog muck on the pavements and things like that. Especially when I will get run over by a bus one day and I will be seeing, as they take me off to hospital, there'll be poo bags coming out of the back of my clothes. I think I have a pair of trousers or a coat that hasn't got a load of poo bags in it for emergencies. But still. As she went past me, I said, "Oh, your dog's having a mess in there," and she pretended she didn't hear me, and then someone else shouted out, "Oi, your dog, my bloody kids are walking there." So then she actually did, "Oh, I didn't notice," she said, and went back and picked it up. But an old git on a walking stick, I suppose it's easier just to pretend you don't hear them. A bit like being at home, actually. And my Leslie, she tends to cock a definitely most times. Anyway, I'm using my Zig liner pen to do the inking on this. I was going to use the other ones, but like I say, it's for scanning, so it's going to be redrawn anyway. I tend to do as many variations of my drawings as possible to give myself a wider grasp of everything. Like painting, that's not going too well, must admit that isn't going too well. I get more of it on me than on the actual canvas, but you've got to start somewhere, I suppose. And this time I will be practicing digital, and next time it'll probably be something else. So don't forget to visit me on my blog, subscribe to my channel, all the other things that I should write down, so I've got a list of them to read out. So look a bit more professional, but I don't. And thank you for watching. I think I've had about enough talking now, so that will do for this video. If any of you cartoonists want to use really good software, you should really have a look at this Manga Studio. It's absolutely brilliant. Especially if you're a comic creator, absolutely brilliant. But just because I have problems with it, don't mean other people are. It's so easy, I would imagine, once you get used to it, and I will get there in the end. But there's nothing you can't do in manga, I don't think. It's certainly, I'm getting further with it than I ever did trying my hand with Photoshop. I've never been a great fan of Photoshop. I like to see things right. Well, manga hasn't got it completely in front of them, but like Sketchbook Pro, I mean, that's just brilliant. Every tool I need is there right in front of me. I can't bloody miss it. Even I can't miss it. But this software is absolutely fantastic, and it's so cheap compared to things like Painter, Cold Painter and Photoshop. Yes, a lot of the software has got a lot cheaper to purchase these days, and some of these softwares that are coming out are absolutely brilliant. You know, you don't need to spend an absolute fortune now to teach yourself digital drawing. I mean, I would not have believed manga could be sold so cheap, the amount of things in it, but like I say, with my bad memory, actually getting to master it is a bit difficult, but I'll get there. But Sketchbook, again, is a totally different thing. It is so natural it is like very close to actually drawing on paper. A lot of the tools and everything is in front of me. I can't go wrong, so I tend to start off trying to do my colouring and my inking with Manga 5, but I do end up, most times, ending up going back onto Sketchbook Pro. I was talking to someone the other day and they were saying about why you started doing these sketches like real time. Why don't you just finish them and then put them up? I know a lot of people like to only put up finished work and everything's perfect and they're really happy with it, but I just don't care. It is the way it is. I do this because it helps me with my short-term memory. I see a sight and then when I get back I try to recall it. Not all the time I forget things, but a majority of the times I do. I do suffer badly from short-term memory. But in 6 months' time I have pinpoint accuracy of the whole scene. It just takes a while to register in my head. As you can see, I am inking the paving in. Now I accept a very cavalier attitude towards perspective in my initial drawings that I do, but as long as I know there is paving there, I will sort that out later when I try put this into the digital arena. There's a posh word for you. I saw this site a couple of times this month, not as much as so people are learning not to just walk off and leave their dog mess. They are slowly starting to get better, but it seems ridiculous that people need to learn to be responsible for their dogs. Offers a little bit of creative art license there, creative license there. Got the dog whistling. I think that is why I never really tried to draw. Someone wants it to be proper drawing or proper painting. I think it is more to do with the fact that whatever I tried to do, I could try to do the most serious painting ever, but somewhere if I drew a landscape with cows in the field, I'd end up giving them big testicles or something. I just can't help it. I keep seeing things that's basically funny. Now, just going to have a rest for a second. Voice is starting to go. I'm pretty impressed actually. By doing these overlays, my speech has improved no end. Still don't like really going out interacting with people that much because that does tend to set me off like Arkwright on acid, but staying in my office, studio, whatever, I do think it is helping me to get a speech going better. Now I've decided to stick myself in a quick little doodle of me and can't even be bothered to put pencil in. Like I say, it don't matter, this is just an initial sketch. It's going to look nothing like this when it is finished. I also tend to colour these days, these little images. I started colouring them but using markers. Not brilliant with markers, but I need to learn them, and I've got myself a load of touch 5 markers and I'm finding them a lot better than shelling out a fortune for some of the other makes. So it gives me the opportunity to sort of see the way that I will want it to look when it is painted or whatever it is I do. And again, I'm getting the most I can out of each drawing practice session drawing that I do. Give myself my walking stick. It's becoming a trademark now, like my flat cap used to be. Anyway, thanks for watching. Come back and see my blog, and when I do the next part I will add that to the blog post that this film will be on. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.